the Opera Populaire. My name is Madame Cherie. We recently received word from the Opera Ghost that we are to instruct you on the art of acting. If we fail to do so, there will be dire consequences. I need to warn you as well. If you do not heed close attention to the things we say, take notes and ask questions, you too will suffer the consequences. Now, sit back and relax as we present the art of acting. We will first hear from our very own diva of the opera, Carlotta, who will be instructing on the approaches of acting. Pay close attention. She is a little testy.
Well, Phantom, this is for you. Carlotta must be taught to act, please. I am a professional. This is below me, teaching a class. I am going to teach you the methods of acting because I know how to do it. I have been here for years. Is your precious little Christine a famous actress? No, she is not. Does not know what she's doing. There are many approaches to acting. The best approaches are the external approaches. I will tell you my favorite that the Phantom does not like. But there are others. We begin with the Vsevolod Meyerhold. His terrible name. He's probably an ugly man who know how to act. He wants his actors to be very physically able, and to be very flexible and acrobatic, like circus people, so they can do whatever their director asks them to do. It's his method. It's not mine. Michael Chekhov, better name, probably not as ugly. He is focused on the relationship between the physical and the psychological life of the character and bringing those two together. He thinks that the mind and the body are inseparable. This means, well, this is what he says. The human body and psychology influence each other and are in constant interplay. He has many exercises to engage actors in imaginative physical acts. The external shaping of the body inspired psychological states. Because if your psychological state is in line with what the character's psychological state is, your body will be acting the way the character's body would be acting, is his idea. It's not too bad. It's not my favorite. Then we have Jerzy Grotowski. He developed a rigorous approach to acting training. I think he grew up poor because he have a poor theater where he have no costumes, no sets, no spectacle, nothing of the juice of the acting. He wanted it to be the essence of character. He wanted the actors to be the actions, showing only what they can achieve as being the theater itself. This is sad, and it must have been very boring. And it's not my method either. The newest and one of the most influential contemporary external approaches is their name. External approaches is what I do. Not the Phantom, who does not know how to act. This external approach to acting training is seen in the work of Anne Bogart. Is also ugly name. It's probably ugly woman. Her approach is called viewpoints. This trains actors to be physically aware of different qualities of time and space, whatever that means. This is the tempo, which is time and timing, like when the director is moving his hand and the musicians are playing music. Tempo, duration, kinesthetic response, repetition, shape, gesture, and spatial relationship. You can see there is a lot of things involved in this. Makes me think she is very ugly and that she read too many books. Bogard argued for viewpoints by saying problems, by naming problems in contemporary theater, including Americanization of the Stanislavski system. We have not talked Stanislavski yet. Phantom, we're getting there. But the lack of ongoing acting training is her concern. She wants actors to continue training and training and training with all of these elements of acting, saying that they are never good enough, which may remind you of someone we know. But is the most new and is not my favorite. We go to my favorite. No, we go to Phantom's favorite and then we go to my favorite. Phantom's favorite is most popular. It's called Stanislavski method. Most directors follow this because they have no imagination and can't think of anything better to do for themselves. You must see the point of view of your character. You understand their interior by showing their exterior. You must inhabit, feel their joys, their fear, their pains, their worries, as if they were your own. Emotions are a byproduct of this method, not the actor's focus. So the idea here is that the character that you are playing wants something in each scene. The character has objective, very specific objective. The more specific the objective for the actor, the better. For example, in the play Il Muto, we say, the leading lady wants to replace her husband, right? She wants to enjoy herself. So in the song, Por Fool, he makes me laugh. Good song. Her objective could be perhaps to have the page boy smile. Or her objective have the page boy come to her when she beckoned him with one finger and smile. And so, as I act in this scene, I wait for small things to happen, and I am always trying to convince the other actor, or actress in this case, to come to me when I beckon and to smile. This is my objective. According to Stanislavski, it's a terrible name. If I am focused on this objective, then my actions during the scene will be consistent for what the character is wanting, and it will make the acting better. Stanislavski says that obstacles are the barriers the character seeks to overcome in order to achieve their objectives. So it gives me something to do during the whole scene, something very specific, because I will be trying to flirt with the page boy the entire scene. I'll be trying to get him to pay attention to me in the entire scene, so he learns to come when I beckon. The actors are encouraged to focus all the language on the other character, arguing that actors need to seek specific desired reaction or response from the other person in that scene. I explained this, hopefully you were listening. This helps actors not to get distracted by forcing them to focus on getting a reaction from the other character. I'm sorry for the noise. This is the worst dressing room ever. It's right next to the window in the street. It's the worst theater. Let me quit soon. Affective memory is other important thing here. This is Stanislavski's exercise. He asks actors to substitute their own emotional experiences for the characters in order to deepen the reality of the connection. Fully inhabiting the character is the purpose of this method. Now, we move to my favorite. That is Phantom's favorite, is the one he wants us to use. It's not the best. This is the best one. It's Bertolt Brecht. It sounds like a brick when you say it. Firm, strong, must have been a good man. He's saying actors, well, for him, his actors played their roles with intellectual distance. Requires intellect, is much more work. Brecht did not want audiences to become emotionally lost in the reality of the performance, but to be consciously aware of the theatrical event. So when Phantom say Carlotta must be taught to act, he is wrong. I am acting as an actress for my audience. Is different. The actor does not let himself be transformed into the man he presents or she presents, woman she presents, so that nothing of herself is left. She is not Juliet. And he gives other examples of male that I don't want to think of. She is showing them to an audience, which I do very well, is why I am leading lady, and that Christine Rath is not. Brecht had actors change costumes on stage, even read stage directions, and sometimes adopt the third person or speak to themselves in the past tense. Speak of themselves in the past tense, I'm sorry. So there are many methods of acting, and just because you use one that someone doesn't agree with does not mean you do not know how to act, especially if you have done it for years. That is all I have to say. This is my lesson. Are you happy, Phantom? Now leave us alone.
Thank you, Carlotta. Okay, next I will teach you a little about rehearsing. Rehearsing gives the actors opportunity to refine their artistic process as they find what is realistic and practical. While rehearsing, actors use a type of shortened vocabulary to assist them in their progress. Examples of this include the way we describe the positions of the stage. I will show you what I mean. When facing the audience, as I am doing so now, upstage is the area toward the rear of the stage. Downstage is the area closest to you. Stage right is the area that is on my right-hand side, and obviously, stage left is the area on my left. There is also vocabulary to describe the position of the body while on stage. Full front means facing the audience. 1/4 indicates a quarter turn away from the audience. It can be both this way or a quarter turn in this direction. 1/2, or also known as profile, is when you make a 90-degree turn away from the audience as such. A 135-degree turn would be 3/4 of the way around, like that. And full back means when you turn your back completely away from the audience. Let's practice this. Everyone, arise from your chair. No, really, arise from your chair. Stand up. Let's try this. Okay, please point to the upstage. That is correct. Now point downstage. Excellent. Where is stage right? Yes. And where is center stage? Yes. How about upright? Correct. Down center? Down right. Now, turn to full front. Turn to 3/4. If you turned this way, you were wrong. 3/4 is this way. Okay, very good. You may all sit down now. Other important terminology may supplement our bodily position. To open up means to turn slightly more toward the audience. They want to see all of you. To turn in means to turn toward the center of the stage. Turn out means to turn toward the side of the stage. If you are told to share a scene, and that means you and another actor would turn a little towards one quarter of the stage so that each of you would be seen equally. If you are asked to give stage, you should give another actor the dominant stage position by facing away from the audience more than the other actor is doing. To focus means to look at or turn toward a person or an object to direct the audience's attention in that direction. I hope this helps you understand a little more about stage vocabulary during rehearsals. We are now extremely privileged to hear from my most beautiful daughter, Meg Cherie, as she presents the Actors in Training.
We were witness of Phantom of the Opera, and now with you, Meg Geary. Please give us some words about the actors training.
Thank you. The actors training, just as it takes musicians many years of training and practice to master their instruments, actors spend years developing their voices, bodies, and minds. Vocal training. Actors develop their vocal instrument through a variety of techniques. Beginning vocal work often focus on being able to support the breath through exercise that expands lungs capacity and release muscles tensions. Effective breathing provides to support for all vocal training because it makes possible that sustained speaking required on stage. Actors learn to warm up the body, the facial muscles, and the vibrating bones of jaw and skull. This work ensures that the tones of speech are clear and resonant and that the actors do not damage their vocal cords in a sense of intense emotions. Actors use their voice to project outward emotion, matching it with body movements to interpret text and present a story. Because of this, voice cannot be thought of as isolated skill, but rather a skill that requires coordination of the entire body. All vocal sounds start with a breath, so good breathing habits are the base of a good voice. Think of each breath as traveling down into your lungs with each inhale and push up each time you exhale. Actors should remain relaxed throughout breathing and speaking, seeking to reduce tension in the neck, shoulder, jaw, back, and stomach. So now I will talk about movement training. Acting is a sport event, which is why movement training for actors require a number of techniques and philosophies. Actors develop their fitness through a variety of training disciplines. Some actors study yoga, tai chi, pilates, contact improvisation, or aikido to improve their flexibility, strength, body awareness, and breathing. Did you know that your body stores memories? That's right. That's why actors also work on the stress patterns and habits of their own bodies through specialized techniques that increase the actor's awareness of their physical instrument. I am going to explain the Alexander technique. This technique works to change the habits of body by developing freedom of movement, balance, support, and coordination, by releasing unnecessary tension and aligning the body to its natural position. Alexander students become more physically expressive, efficient, and painless. There are several specific physical skills that actors may learn as part of their movement training. The most common in stage combat work. In this training, actors learn how to use the stage weapons such as rapiers or broadswords and to perform hand-to-hand combat such as stage slaps, punches, and kicks. Well, the last one is training the mind. Because actors are placed in various fictional circumstances, as actors we ask ourselves, how would I feel if this were my experience? This helps me to have a relationship with the life of others. Normally, the actors use the imaginary as if technique. The as if relates the actor experience to character journey through an imaginary setting. For example, an actor may not be able to connect with Hamlet's experience of his mother marrying his uncle, but he could relate to another idea that is at the center of the emotional disconnect. Hamlet's situation is as if my mother told me that she no longer loved me. Another important technique for actors is the creation of the fictional backstories about the character's life and improvisation of imaginary scenes. To convincingly embody the action of the characters, the actors must imaginatively endow objects, places, and people with the emotional meaning and value they have for the characters. The actors also use their imagination with props and furniture on stage. For example, the actors who wields on a stage gun must particularize it with the property of a real one, its weight, textures, and lethal potential. Thank you.
Thank you, Meg Cherie. Didn't she do a most wonderful job? Oh, I'm so proud. We will now have the rare opportunity to hear from the owners of the Opera Populaire. Precisely, Mr. Fermin Richard. Monsieur, where are you? I can't find him. Monsieur Richard? Ah, there you are.
And at the level of your eyes, indeed. Oh. Oh, hello, I did not see you there. 'Tis I, Fermin Richard, one of the owners of the beautiful opera house. As owner, it is very important to me that we get good performance so that we can earn money, sustain the opera house, of course, and appease the Phantom. Each actor has a very unique story of how they came to be in the profession of the theater. Some go through extensive training in school, while others mentor with a great actor and learn from them. The Phantom didn't either, yet well, he's mediocre at best, let's be honest. Anyway, what goes to show is that aspiring actors need training to be successful. If they do not, they'll rarely ever get work. Even actors who get hired and are successful are not always guaranteed work. The show may always end, or they're not hired for another project afterwards. And that is why there is the depressing advice of, if there's other work that makes you happier, has more money, then do it. Don't do acting. Well, but sounds like you're in for the long haul. You're sticking with the profession of acting. So let's go over what the other owner and I and other directors look for actors and what we want in our performances. The very first thing that we look for is a well-done resume. Resumes outline a performer's acting experience, training, and special skills. This helps us to know what the performer is capable of just at a glance before the whole audition. The resume can also contain contact information, so we can either offer a role or respectfully decline. Oh, here, let me put this down and show you a resume that was just submitted to us. Now, it is very good. Let me see. Here. So as you see at the top is the name and the contact information. Okay. Now, if we look further down, that's the theater experience, the training of the actor, and the special skills is also provided and helps us know a bit more about that actor. Now, in addition to the resume, we also look for a headshot, which is a professional photo that is focused on the facial features of the actor. We have one submitted with this resume. So right here, it's a fabulous headshot, as you can see. Now, the headshot needs to be done professionally. We also ask and advise that you do not glamour of the headshot. It can become very distracting and confusing if you come to the audition and look different in your headshot than in person. It can confuse directors and casting directors. So please, as natural as possible. We need to know that it's you. Yes, thank you. Now, in addition, now we have your resume and your headshot. It's time for the audition. Now, what do we look for in an audition? Well, make sure you know that an audition is like a job interview for an actor. You need to do well, be professional. For when it comes to community theater or college theater, you usually are asked to perform a couple monologues. Now, monologues are 1 to 2 minute selections of text that only one actor performs. A lot of the time, contrasting monologues are asked to be performed, maybe a classical and then a contemporary, or dramatic, and then not theatrical, amusing, comedy, yes, in the theater. Now, but when it comes to more professional auditions, they will provide pieces of the script from the play or the commercial or the TV show for you, so they can see your range and how you do as that character. They would like to see your interpretation of the character. Yes, but however, even though scripts are provided at the audition, it is expected and advised for the pieces to be memorized. So no matter what, just try and memorize everything. It'll be better. Now, several factors go into hiring an actor after their audition. Of course, we look for their talents and how suitable they are for the role. We also look at how they look, if they are going to be what we envisioned for that character. Additionally, the majority of times, we hire actors that we have worked with before, especially if we know that they are reliable and talented. Now, an example of this is our darling Carlotta. Now, she always delivers. She's extremely talented, the jewel of our opera house, I have to say. Now, when it comes to having a life of an actor, actors must decide where they're going to live in order to further their career. There are specific places in the United States that are advised for actors to move. For example, New York. There are lots of performances going along in New York. In addition, the majority of casting for other places in the US happens in New York. There's other places as well. You can go to Los Angeles or Washington, D.C. or Seattle to work and find a sustainable career. Those are places that are most likely to give you that. In addition, you might want to try and qualify for the Actors Equity Association, which is an actors union. Joining it can help you get cast. It can provide some salary as well as some healthcare. So it's worth looking into that at the beginning of one's acting career. Now, however, the most likely thing to help you get a job and acting roles is to invest in an agent. Now, agents can look for and sign you up for those auditions. However, a lot of agents do not take actors unless they already have some proven talent, something established on their resume, more of the professional world. So please be aware of that before you look for an agent. Just be aware, please. Acting as a profession can be difficult, but if it is your true passion, then you will find the work that will be exhilarating and fulfilling to you. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this most exquisite opportunity to be taught by professionals of this caliber. I hope that this satisfies the demands of the strict and evil Phantom. And now, from the Opera Populaire, we bid you adieu.